we're doing now Shabbos' Shir, which is on Daf Ayin Aleph Amud Beis V'hinei al hamshachas kol hatayag minikeches v'chayes. We're in the middle of a moshel. The moshel is the neshama, and there's a few things you have to know about the neshama. Number one, it goes into the brain. The brain then distributes it to the whole body. V'haraya, the brain feels the whole body, controls the whole body, integrates the whole body. So on. Number two, a neshama in Gan Eden is pashat. You don't find divisions of a neshama. There's no makam. There's no gvul. And as a result, there is no real concept of details in the neshama. It's one. On the other hand, you cannot say that the division of parts in the neshama is only mitzad haguf. As if to say, the neshama is a battery. You know, it's like one size fits all. The electricity of the right hand is the same as the electricity of the left hand, the same as the electricity of the right foot, same as the electricity of the left foot. You cannot say that. You have to say that in the neshama, the way it is in Gan Eden, it's koyach ruchni echad pashut. It's perfectly one and simple and plain and spiritual. But there's tayag minikeches v'chayes kulos bava koyach. There's a koyach, there's a possibility for tayag, for the ramach, everything which is agil. So the neshama is plain, but the plainness is that the details are covered over. And when it goes into the guf, the details are exposed and revealed. So the Rebbe Azoy, v'hine, al hamshachas kol hatayag minikeches v'chayes. When there is a bringing down of all these 613 different faculties and vitalities, mehelem and hasham alagu, from the hiddenness of the soul to the body, la'achayes, to give it life. Aleha, under those conditions. In other words, the neshama and Gan Eden is one. When the neshama and Gan Eden is one, there's no brain. You know what? There's no brain. There's no divisions whatsoever. It's all the same. When the neshama comes into the guf, aleha amru. In such a case, it's written. Or regarding this, it's important to understand she'ikir mashkeina v'hashra'asa shel hamshachazu, the ikir resting place and the manifestation of this bringing down of an neshama into guf. Okay, v'gilu zeh, and this revelation hu kulay b'meichan shabarash is entirely in the brains that are in the head. Now, boys, there are a few words here: mashkeina, hashra'asa, and gilui. I don't know what these three words mean. I certainly don't know what the word gilui means, because the whole point over here is that the neshama is coming into the brain in an unchanged way. If it's unchanged, it's not gilui, it's hashra. But if you can figure out what's mashkena, what's hashra, and what's gilui, you'll be, and you'll know what you're talking about, you'll be beseder. But the bottom line is the neshama enters the brain first. And consequently, there is the mind and the physical brain which receives first the energy and life, which is necessary for the brain, according to its temperament and mixture, in its character, which is the three intellectual faculties, chachma, bina, das, right side, left side, and back of the brain, and the power of thought, anything connected to intelligence. So the brain gets it all, gets the center of the neshama. Then the brain is a distributor. Look at Azay. It's not only this, there's another factor also. The idea that later on each one of the 613 limbs and nerves and sinews and arteries and veins is going to get a particular piece of life which is distinct to it. That even though when the neshama was in Gan Eden, it was when it comes into the guf, we say that in the body it's revealed that the neshama already has tiyag minikeches v'chayes close to b'keach. You put the neshama of a person into an animal, it doesn't function well because it's tailored for a human guf. So though the neshama and Gan Eden is one, and the place where this unity manifests first is in the brain, even after it splits up into 613 parts to go into each particular limb, the brain encompasses, has a cloud for all the 613 parts, which have now manifest in the different parts of the body. Moreover, all the chayas, which comes down the sha'arei varim to all the limbs, is in a state of klalos, is in a state of klal. Gamken klal is also included. Umelubeshes. The translation of the word melubeshes means it's revealed. B'meichin sheberash, in the brain and the head. V'shaman, in the mind and the brain. Hu ikra v'sheir sharsha shalam shachazu. The vitality and energy to each individual aspect of the body has its core and its root in the brain. B'bechinas, in as much as concerned gilu ha'er v'achayas, revelation of light and life. And for the mystics in the room, light and life is saved mamali, makav pnimi. Shall call an neshama kula, or call an neshama iskum, all the souls. Misham is pashetes ha'ara, and it is from the brain that a little ray manifests lish'ar kol ha'evarim to the remaining limbs. Makabel, and each physical limb receives kol echad, each individual koyach v'chayis, energy and life, haroi loy, which is limited and fit for itself, kifi mizgei utchunase, according to its temperament and according to its character and according to its mix. Keach hariyah mezgala ba'ayin, the power of seeing is in the eye. V'keach hashmiya ba'oizen, and the power of hearing is in the ear. V'chuli, and so forth. So he's saying two things. First of all, the klal of the neshama is in the brain. Second of all, the klal of the pratim is in the brain. The ikir of the neshama is in the mind. And even the aspects of the neshama which relate to the whole body, the ikir of those aspects, your brain sees better than your eye does. Now, of course, your eye sees physically. Your brain is the keach hariyah. But it's only a ha'ara of the keach hariyah which goes from the brain to the actual physical eye. So the brain is a klal, and it's a klal of the pratim of the neshama as well. All of the faculties, all of the aspects of the neshama radiate from the brain as it is known. Because in the mind, hu ikir mishkan neshama kula is the primary place of the seat of the neshama as a whole. Bechinas giloy. Again, notice the word giloy. There's three words: giloy, mishkan, hashra. Tell me what they mean, because I don't know. Sheniglis shad, that's revealed there. Klolis achayis, the life as a whole in general. Hamispashat dimena, which comes from the neshama. It is only that the individual faculties shall klolis achayis of the life as a whole is then meidim umispashta misham, radiates and expands from the brain l'chalevri aguf, to the limbs of the body, kedimyin ha'eh, like for example light. Hamispashat umerim ha'shemesh, which expands and radiates from the sun, l'chedrech hadarim, to different rooms. Similarly, the neshama. But you see, you have to understand, when sunlight shines into different rooms, it's the same sunlight. The difference is only in the room. A bigger room and a nicer room, the sunlight brings out more beauty. An uglier room and a dirtier room and a smellier room, the sunlight brings out the ugliness and the filth and the stink. Because the sun is the same. In the nimshal, the chayas is distinct. Every room has a particular battery, particular aspect of life. All of these different aspects of life are rooted in the brain, and the brain has the klal of that chayas. So you have to really say that there's three in yonim. There's the chayas of the brain itself, which is the klal of the neshama. There's the chayas of all the evarim, which is an oifen of klal, which is in the brain. And you have a haram and pashetas mimena, which comes into the whole world. What's important to understand is that we're describing the neshama as having different levels. Bepratius, there's different neshama lach to each limb. And beklalos, the whole neshama manifests in the brain. Now you should know like this. The neshama has 5 madrigas: nefesh, ruach, neshama, chaya, and yechid. What's begili in the neshama is the nefesh, ruach, neshama. Chaya, yechid is makif, it's behelim. But it says in Chassidus that the chaya, yechid are also connected to the guf. V'haraya, one neshama cannot be in 2 gufas at the same time. If the chaya yechid is not in the guf, you could say that the chaya yechid that produces the ha'ara of naran, it goes into shalom be'ez guf, and it produces a different naran, it goes into shnei zalmas. Cannot be. Because although the chaya yechid, the makifim, are behelim and they're not be'ez galus, you can't use the word gilui. I'm not even sure you could use the word mashkena. You could maybe use the word hashra, emphasis on the word maybe, but it's still connected to the body. And the center for all of this is the moyach. What's going to be the nimshal? The nimshal is going to be just like a chayes alaki in the whole creation. But the idea of ashras hashchina connected to Torah and mitzvahs, the whole shchina, the whole getlachayt also comes into this world. And the place where it rests is in the brain, and beklalos, the brain is the base of it, as we're going to explain later on.